That's not your type. Oh, sorry, you're not her type. Anyway, 12. And it shall come to pass that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lease. Lease is at the bottom of a barrel full of wine, for example. Other alcohol like beer, but wine. Not strong liquor. Strong liquor doesn't have that. But well, they refine it too much. But let me finish it. So beer and wine, at the bottom of it, back in the days, at the bottom of it, it would be the strong, potent one. That's the type that you throw away once you're drinking. You know, you got a glass of, you know, wine or beer, and then you drink it until it's like almost this full, and then you throw it away. You don't drink that shit. That shit'll make you throw up 100%. Well, if you're strong, you could do it. I don't do that shit, bro. I throw that shit away. I don't drink, by the way, but I know about that drink, boy. You know what I'm saying? If I be around enemies, I hate them. I don't need to hate. I don't need to even be around them. You know. But anyway, that's that other story. But let me go on. Let me go on, bro. So it says here, Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 12. Yeah, the rest of 12. I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lease. Those are the men that are doing good. You know, they really rendered in their taste. Just like you have Moab. Moab is the only nation upon the planet Earth, according to the scriptures, that has not been into captivity from vessel to vessel. So that means like not every nation had them in captivity. Jacob been all over the place. He's so watered down and worn out that, you know, you might look at Jake, you'd be like, huh? Who is he? No idea. They don't even know who they are. You know, they look like every nation under heaven. Acts chapter 2 shows you that. Because he's watered down, man. He mingled his seed with every fucking body up on the planet Earth, man. You know, because Jake don't care. If they find something that they like, they'd be like, okay, I'm living there now. That's what a Jake does, man. That's what a Jake do. They go to Moab, they go to Ammon. You know, it don't matter. They go to Japhet. They're all over the place, man. They can't really stick to themselves. One thing I like about the, you know, for example, you got the Northerners and you got the Southsiders right now. Southsiders is actually the ones that actually don't really like Jake. They don't really like Jake, right? But the other ones, the Northerners, they like Jake, man. And the Southsiders, they're calling them basically, you know, nigga lovers and shit like that. Why? Because they act like Jake. Like, well, the other ones are Jake too. Look, I'm gonna give you an example. You had in the time of the war between the North and the South, and you had Baasha, right? He was so jealous that he was like, "No, fuck this shit," because he saw that the northern tribes were leaving him to go toward Jeroboam. Also had that same fear, but he didn't actually act upon it because he was already dead. Moses smoked his ass. But the other one, Baasha, he acted upon that fear. What he did was, he built. Let me read it for you. He built an extra wall on purpose just to keep the northern tribes away from Judah and Benjamin, because they did want to, you know, hey, these are our brothers, man, we shouldn't fight. And Baasha was like, oh hell no, man, we're gonna block your ass, we're gonna block you. And then they blocked them, and then they couldn't go to the other side no more. So now they're only born here and raised up here, so now they fester in that hatred because they've been taught. That's what I see with the Northerners and the Southsiders, you know. So the Northerners are more I don't know, black. They pale as shit. Like Gangsta Flea, for example, he pale as fuck, but he's one of the Northerners, you know. He's on our side. Man. He's one of us. you with Esau. The other ones, not all the Southsiders are like that, but a lot of them are. The ones that are amongst them, they will tell you. They'll tell you themselves. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. What am I looking for again? Oh yeah. 1 Kings 12. 1 Kings 12, right? So you had this one, and then you have you have this one, and then you have this one, and this one. Okay, so it says right here, This is right here on Second Chronicles chapter 11. Second Chronicles 11 and 14. For the Levites left their suburbs and their possession and came to Judah and Jerusalem, for Jeroboam and his sons had cast them off from executing the priest's office unto Yahawah. So they kicked them out, right? They kicked them out because they didn't want to have him around. Verse 15. And he ordained him priests for the high places, for the high places, and for the devils, and for the calves which he had made. Here it comes, verse 16. So again, Second Chronicles 11:16. And after them, so after the Levites, right? So and after them, out of all the tribes of Israel, that means all of the 10 tribes, all of them, because the Levites were in the midst of all the 10, right? Let me read it again, 16. And after them, out of all the tribes of Israel, such as set their hearts to seek Yahawah, the power of Israel, came to Jerusalem to sacrifice unto Yahawah, the power of their fathers. Now, if you read on, maybe it wasn't in this chapter, but if you read around, it's not a good thing I said. But anyway, the point is, Baasha, he built. Wait, let me try and find it. And that's exactly what's happening right now. That's the reason why I'm talking about it. So it was him. So it says right here, right? First Kings 15 and 17. Okay. So First Kings 15:17, right? It says here, and Baasha, king of Israel, went up against Judah and built Ramah. Why? It's going to explain. That he might not suffer any to go out or come in to Asa, king of Judah. So let me read it again. So on 1 Kings 15:17, and Baasha, king of Israel, which is the king of the northern tribes, right, went up against Judah, war, and built Ramah, that he might not suffer any to go out. Let me read it again. 1 Kings 15:17. What the fuck are you looking at, bitch? Fucking hoes, man. Fuck out of here. 1 Kings 15 and 17. Women want to stare you down in your page. It's funny as hell. Alright. That's just funny. She didn't mean, it wasn't mean. It was just, who are you? So that look, like, what are you doing here? Not that irritated look, but like, interested, like, what are you doing here? So that look. Anyway. So it says right here, 1 Kings 15:17. And Baasha, king of Israel, went up against Judah and built Ramah, that he might not suffer. Huh? Oh! These birds. Anyway, sorry. So it says again, 1 Kings 15:17, and Baasha, king of Israel, went up against Judah and built Ramah, that he might not suffer any to go out or come in to Asa, king of Judah. So I see that around. I see that right now. You have northern tribers, right? They want to get down with the northern tribers. They're the southern tribers. They're brethren. But you have a big bulk of them. They'd be stopping them, man. You have a big bulk of them stopping them, bullying them. Oh, you hanging around with them. They're bullying the shit out of them, man. So that they don't want to. But some of them are stronger. Some of them are actually mentally stronger. They'd be like, yeah, fuck you then, man. Cast off their family. Fuck up, man. And all that there type of stuff. I've seen like people from Curacao teach their kids like, hey, don't be hanging around with Suriname niggas. I've seen people from West Africa too, telling their kids like, hey, don't be hanging around with Suriname people and then slaves and shit like that. I'm dead serious. I know about it. They teach their kids not to be hanging around us and stuff like that, or like make children with our people and stuff like that. I know about that shit. And as soon as I see that, I'll be like, you see, that's why I hate you, motherfucker. I hear that shit. See, that's why I hate you, motherfuckers, man. You know, your father done taught you or told you about it, or the other one, your mother done told you. You know, it's like that, man. It is what it is, you know. So, yeah. But that's basically what happened back then, and these are the same things that happening right now. You got northern tribers blocking other northern tribers to be down with the southern tribers. They don't want that shit, man. And they don't want the southern tribers to go over there neither. You know, because they blocked that entry too. Like, man, you're not invited. You're not welcome. Not the invited thing, sorry. Invited too, but more you're not welcome. You know, when you go there, you know you're welcome. You know you are welcome. You know that. Anyway, going on. So it says right here, Zephaniah 1. And let me see. I'll start at 12 again. Zephaniah 1:12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lease, that say in their heart, Yahawah will not do good, neither will he do evil. So they think like nothing's gonna happen to them. You know, the Most High ain't doing good, the Most High ain't doing evil. We can just do whatever we want. Being all cool and all that there type of stuff. Cool with Esau, taking bribes and signing contracts and all that there type of stuff. You know, they could do whatever they want, they think. For example, you have a lot of Jakes, right? They want to make it big, right? Because, you know, according to them, the Most High didn't put them up there, like in the time, for example, King David, right? You know, the Most High had his favorites, and he showed it, right? And then the other average Jacob descendants, they might get lost in the Esau's, and then they start thinking like, oh man, you know what, fuck it, man. The Most High didn't give me great strength and power, and oh fuck it, I'm gonna sell my soul to Baal, and I'm gonna become a great king. Hey, you become a great something for a small season, you know. But you're only allowed to do that in order for you to influence other people that the Most High don't want. And then you are their role model. And then that's why a lot of Jacob descendants followed Baal. They followed him. That's Nimrod, by the way. They followed his ass. You know, Ashur, the people of Ashur, they called him the sun god Ra. Google it. The people of Ashur, the Assyrian Empire, those people of Ashur, type in Google and the people of Assyria called Nimrod the sun god Ra. That's the Cushite guy. And the Mizraim people did the same thing too. Don't ask me how the hell from a man he became the sun. Don't ask me that. I have no idea. I just know that they're very delusional, and it works. Actually, it works. It does work when you do that little child sacrifice, whatever the hell they're doing. It does work. That's why they ain't stopping. Because if it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. It works. They get their benefits. Well, this is a man that gained the whole world but loseth his own soul. They don't care. Like I said, Don King wasn't even afraid of Mike stealing from him. He got more people like that, by the way. And only when they in that real trouble, then they start thinking like, hey, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, actually, he's not thinking I shouldn't have done that. He's more thinking I should have got away with it better. I should have done it better. You know, it's like a criminal sitting in jail. Most of them are not thinking like, damn, you know what? When I get out, I'm not gonna do that. Most of them are thinking like, damn, should have done it smarter way. Shit, this calculation is ciphering. Shit, man. Next time I'm gonna get them good. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, so verse 13. So Zephaniah 1:13. Therefore their goods shall become a booty to the heathen nations, a spoil, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. That's exactly what we're doing right now. You don't own shit, especially if you buy a house here. You got people that are stupid, right? They from South America, but they live in here, but they bought a house here. That's the dumbest shit. But then again, they want to be here for the society and availability. Because if you go to South America, you need a car. It's almost built like America. Very stupid. Here, you don't need a car. You might get a bike. You can do it at whatever you want. a bike, public transportation, car. You don't need a car here. You could just walk. You take a bike. You can take a scooter. Scooter. Hey, scooter. You can take a scooter if you want to. I don't do scooter shit. You can take anything, a lot of things, and a lot of people miss that in South America and stuff like that. But, yeah. So they come here and then they buy a house here for like maybe 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. Boy, if you take that money and you go to South America or West Africa and stuff like that, nah, you better not do it there because they're gonna steal from you. Because they're gonna see a palace and then they're gonna the greed, the dollar signs are gonna come in their eyes. Because that's the first thing that comes to their mind, like, woo. But if it was an Edomite, they wouldn't steal from. If they know you, Jake, yeah, you better bar your windows. You know? Esau don't even have to bar his windows because they know you ain't coming over here. You know? If you type in Google poverty line, drone view or bird's eye view, then you're gonna see what's happening there. For example, in South Africa, if I'm correct, they got a line where you know, like, okay, those are the Hamites. That's where they live. They got scrap houses, man. Scribbles. From the top, it looked like a garbage heap. Different colors of gray, all trashy. And then you look at the side of the Edomites, you'd be like, damn, that's... You see pools, you know, pools in the backyard, stuff like that. Blue water. Oh, they living. But that's Genesis 27. You know, you get the fatness of the earth. I ain't tripping. You got your little thing, you know. That's why Obadiah 1 and 18 is written. Yeah, you could go. Yeah. That's why on Deuteronomy 25 and 17 is written until 19. So you do your little thing, Esau. Numbers 24. The bye-bye of Amalek. Again. Even Job 20. But that's also talking about Jake. The wicked Jake shall perish, and he shall not be remembered. Right? Shall not be remembered. All the wicked Jakes that did stuff with the rapping and stuff like that, you know? You don't really remember them. A few people do. Most of them don't. That era of Tupac and Biggie and stuff like that. There were other great artists in those days. You don't hear about them. They faded away. Faded away. Okay, 15. Okay, so on the Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of Yahawah is near, it is near, and hasten it greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, those are the men of the Lord. Daniel chapter 9, verse 10. So again, Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of Yahawah is near. It is near. And hasten it greatly. It's coming very fast, right? Even the voice of the day of Yahawah is hastening. Because, you know, it shall speak. But in the end, it shall speak. That's the voice of the Lord, of the men of the Lord, talking. And then, wait, what's it? Habakkuk 2 and 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. How was the vision told you? By the voice of the Lord. It talks to you. Well, they talk to you. But the scriptures talk. And then when it's read, that's the voice of the Lord, the scriptures. That's the voice of Yahawah. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So now back to, as a precept, now back to Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of Yahawah is near, it is near, and hasten it greatly, because it is hastening. You see it now very obvious that, hey, these prophecies are coming to pass. So now, you know, now you need to buckle up, man. You need to buckle up. You need to sit good in that strap. You need to strap on that thing, man. You know? You know? You probably got a car that goes like, don't worry about the car, man. We're gonna get there. You know, we don't need a Ferrari. I see a fancy car right now. It's spiritual. I see a fancy car right now. I'm not into cars, but it looks cute. I'm not into that shit. Never was. I'd rather walk. And I got that from my people. They taught me, like, hey, we don't do either my shit. And they taught me back in the days, like, our ancestors, we don't like cars. We don't touch that shit. And I never did. Never liked the car. Because I learned it. Like, hey, that's Esau shit. You know? Cars is Esau. Guns and stuff like that, that's Esau. I learned that. So I was never into that shit. Cars, guns. It's not my shit. I don't even like horses. Fuck out of here with that shit. Hey, you too high. I don't like horses. I take a bike. Anyway, that's how I'm supposed to be here. And my spirit is, I was like, nah, I'm supposed to be here. Yeah, this is me. I don't need to go to no other cities. Yahawah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's not needed anyway. Because the most I say, like, before you get to all the cities in the world, I would have been here. Yahawashi said that in Matthew 24. Okay, let me go back to Zephaniah 1 and let me finish this off. Zephaniah 1 and 14. I already read that. Ooh. I start feeling that the toilet thing coming in. Shit. Damn, man. I made a mistake. I should never drink old herbs and then go on the street. I normally don't do that. I did it one time. But lucky for me, I wasn't far. Sometimes I forget the herbs, man. I'm telling you, man, it's like a straight up healthy demon on me. Like he's trying to keep me away. And then when you get old, then I want to stuff it all up. Then you get the then you get the stomach problems. So I know it ain't good, but it's not poisonous. I don't think so. Well, it's a form of poison because you gotta shit it out. Sorry about that, man. Anyway, so it says right here, because I feel my stomach rolling. Like, hey, about to throw this away. Okay, Zephaniah 1 and 14, right? I already read that. 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble, That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Nuclear. It's basically rain and just darkness, It's gloominess. It's not a bad sight. It's not a good sight. It's a bad sight. Not a great sight. Verse 16. And a day of trumpeting and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. Because the Most High is about to bring that war. And the watchmen are the ones that should be warning the fenced cities, like, don't think you're protected. You might look protected, but once they come, they're gonna jump over the walls and they're gonna get you. That's how war went back in the days with the fenced cities and stuff like that. And that's how they came. That's how they're gonna come. So the Most High basically is saying, don't be putting trust in those high watchtowers that they can protect you from the war, and also don't put your trust in those walls, because I'm gonna come and make sure that you're gonna be stomped on. So you better get with me. Better get on my side. Get on the side of the winners, which is Yahawah, Yahawashi. Don't be on the side of the losers that look like they're winning. They look fancy. They look all dainty and great. They look like a bunch of virgins. They're not, by the way. Verse 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahawah. That's why you ain't getting it. So you got people that when they're teaching, right, they get real angry and passionate because they really hate, because they're angry, like, won't you get it, man? You need to get it. I'm looking at you like, the reason they don't get it is because but I know that they know that, but they're still too passionate. Like, they can't. I don't need to scream at you, man. If you don't get it, you don't get it. What do you want me to do? Fight the Most High? You need to get it. Nah, man. You need to leave. That's what you need to do. If you see somebody like that, like, you need to leave. That one. That shit's funny as hell. Zephaniah 1:17, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahawah. That's why you're blind, because you sinned against the Most High. So if they don't get it, it doesn't matter. Because they have sinned against Yahawah, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. You animals is gonna eat you and shit you out. And just like how you cast out shit, because you don't keep it around. You know, you don't put it there. Oh yeah, I saw that South Park episode where he put the shit like trophy. He put the feces like trophy. Like he put it there. You know, people don't do that in real life. But then again, maybe they do. You do have shit fetish. They do worship shit. You know? And they say holy shit. Even they call it the holy scarab, right? You had this beetle in Mizraim, ancient Mizraim. You had this shit beetle, you know, this feces beetle. He used to gather up feces in a ball, and then he lays the eggs in it, or she actually lays the egg in it, and then the baby get born and start eating the shit. And people, you know, they took the balls, and you know the balls that the beetle made. They took them as like a pearl, right? You know a pearl? A pearl is actually in the mouth of a shell thing, right? That's how the pearl gets created. Okay, cool. So people take that; it's very valuable. Cool cat. So now you have these scarabs, these beetles, armed beetles, and then they make that ball, and then people that find them, oh my goodness, I found something worth worshiping, and then take it and they put it in a little Mizraim house. Back in the day, saying worship the shit out of that thing, man. People do stuff like that until this day. So they did say holy shit, because to them it was holy. It's actually camel dung or any type of other dung, cow dung, and then the beetle would take that because it's grass. The beetle would take that and then make food out of it. That's what it is. But people took it as a holy thing. People worship pearls until this day. I have seen like you got Japanese people, Chinese people do it. They put a pearl or a jade stone in any shape whatsoever. You know, it don't matter. They even make a Buddha shape out of it too. But in any shape whatsoever, it could be a cube. It don't matter. You could look it up. And then they go worship for it. They burn incense and stuff like that. They got the two pillars, which, if you look at the Masonic pillars, right? Did you know that one is called Boaz and the other one is called Jachin? I'm not making this up. So they took the biblical Boaz and Jachin, they took that, and then they made their own little Roman pillar, Illuminati type thing and stuff like that. And then they put the checkerboard on the ground, and of course they put the ladder. They call it Jacob's ladder. All of their type of garbage. That's what they're doing. You know, but Moab has it too. They got their own gates too. The ports. They're two pillars. They got their two pillars too. Just type in Japanese pillars of worship or sacred pillars. They got it too. But Esau got his sacred pillars, which is, they call it after the names of Yahawah. They call themselves Australians too. They call themselves the Europeans too. They call themselves Americans, so they call themselves South Africans. That's even funnier. That's funnier. And they rule that portion of the land too, on that continent. They rule the shit out of it too. And the people over there, they want to kick other Africans out of South Africa too. They ain't kicking out Esau. They can't, by the way, and they don't want to. So therefore, these Canaanites over there need to be stomped the fuck out like wildfire too. You have Israelites amongst them, so don't get it twisted. Because you have a lot of Jacob music that come out of there. They look like they're Canaanites, but they're not. You know, they look like it, but they're not. You know, they're Jacob descendants. But yeah, loose from that country as a whole, Hamites. They're Hamites. You know, you got Cush also. Most High's gonna snuff you out too. Cush of Zephaniah 2 and 11. Yeah. I think I'm done with this one. No. Zephaniah 1 and 18. Let me see. Neither their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahawah's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, because you're worshiping other gods, and then you make the Most High jealous, and he's gonna set your ass on fire, right? By the fire of his jealousy, for he will make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Most High is gonna make it to where, you know, Esau is going to be allowed to bring that famine here nowadays, and he's going to set it up to where only the elect is going to make it, man. I wanted to read more, but I'll do that in another video. I'll read it for you. Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. O Yahawah, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear, even cry unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save? Why dost thou show me iniquity? Because he was around a lot of wicked Jacob descendants, and all he was seeing was just wickedness, left and right, right and left. So he was looking around like, hey, is this it? You know, 2nd Ezra also talks about that. 2nd Ezra 3. You know, you had Ezra's. He had Ezra's walking around over there, and he said to himself like, hey man, the wickedness of Esau of Babylon is greater than the wickedness of Jacob. But Most High, you ain't doing nothing to them. You ain't doing nothing to them. They're walking around here, they're more disrespectful. Well, actually not more disrespectful, but if you read 2nd Ezra chapter 3, you will see. He said like, I've seen more impieties here. Impieties means disrespect against holy things. You know, they had a lot of impieties over there. Nebuchadnezzar did that too. In the beginning, he respected the Most High in Daniel 3. He respected the Most High. He said, anyone that disrespect the God of Meshach, Shadrach, and something like that, not Tubal. But he said it. He said that he would make your house a heap, a dunghole, basically, a heap hole, a heap hill, something like that, and he would burn your house. That's what he said. But then later on, he started to disrespect the Most High too in Daniel's 4, and then the Most High turned him into a beast. He started growing feathers and stuff like that. Basically like Nebuchadnezzar is a prelude of what happened to Esau. How the Most High made him just grunt like a beast. He started losing his language, man. Walk on all fours and all that type of stuff, you know. But that's the same thing. Let me read that real quick before I leave this one. So Daniel 4. Danny boy. Danny. Straight Danny. So Habakkuk 1 and 3. Habakkuk 1 and 3, right? So it says, why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me. And there are that rise up strife and contention. So there were Jacob descendants that was just causing trouble for no. They had a reason, but I mean like their reason was Balaam, the sons of Balaam. These are the sons of Canaan, basically. You model yourself after the Hittites and after the Amorites. Ezekiel 16. That's what Jacob was doing. John 8 and 44 is basically Ezekiel 16 and 3. So John 8 and 44 is basically Ezekiel 16 and 3. That's what it is, basically, right? So Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. That's what's happening now with the Jacob descendants. A lot of our people, their role models is wickedness, man. So they're gonna do wickedness. What am I doing? Oh yeah, that didn't press it. So Daniel 4 and Daniel 4 and so this is a prelude to what's going to happen to Esau, right? Daniel 4 and 30. The king spake, it was Nebuchadnezzar. He was proud, talking that shit. You know, he was boasting, bro, I'm going to do this, man. I'm going. He was bolding, right? Bolding himself. Daniel 4:30. The king spake and said, "Is not this great Babylon? Doesn't it not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power, and for honor of my majesty?" That's what Esau is going to be thinking about that new world order. Didn't I build this new world order? You speak probably different. Didn't I built this new world order? Shit like that, you know. Probably talk like that. So when my great honor and my great majesty, you know, he probably says that. Verse 31. While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, "O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken. The kingdom is departed from thee." So right then and there, when he was boasting himself, Most I was like, you already lost it right now. You lost it. Right? 32. And they shall drive thee from men. They already did that with Esau. He was driven forth from among men, chased into the mountains and the caves of the Caucasus, and also Europe. It's places like that. But anyway, so it says right here, verse 32, Daniel 4:32. And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, the actual beast. But Esau did that. Most High did that to Esau, right? They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen. Well, Esau ate juniper roots. You know, the juniper roots, the fruit of it, but also the roots itself. You have a juniper tree. It has berries, but you have juniper roots. He digged it. You know how warts, no, swine, you know, I can't make the sound right now, but that fucking shit. You know, the snorting sound that a pig does. Anyway, then what did they do? They scratch the bottom of the plants, and then they eat the roots. You know, that's why they look dirty, because they roll up in the dirt. They roll up in the mud too, but in this case, it was dirt. It was dirt. So they did that. And then Esau did the same thing too. Esau got handled just like how Nebuchadnezzar got handled. But Nebuchadnezzar here is like a prelude of what happened to Esau. But it's always something. But it's also like a prelude what will happen to Esau. Get it? It happened already before when he went in the caves, right? When he went into there, when the Most High took his reasoning from him, and then he became a grunter. You know, and then the Most High brought it back. I'm gonna read that too. This is a representation of what happened to Esau, but it happened to Nebuchadnezzar. But it's going to happen to all Edomites once that time comes. They're not going to go back in the caves. I'm not talking about that or lose their speech. No. I'm talking about the way that they fell. But anyway, so let me go on. So it says Daniel 4:32. And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee. Completion. So it's going to be a while before the Most High basically fills that cycle and then brings you back, right? So it says right here, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. Verse 33. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men. They kicked his ass out the temple. Kicked him out the temple. Right? Going on. And he was driven from men, and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew from heaven. He was glistering. You know, you see that glistering in the sun? Yeah. And don't forget, you ever been on the beach? You ever got in the water and then you came out and then you fell? You know, all the sand is all over your body. Yeah. Well, that's Esau. Well, I mean, that's Nebuchadnezzar. Anyway, because if your body gets wet, you're gonna be dirty. Because you know the dirt is gonna stick to your body. Anyway, it says here, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like birds' claws. That's what happened to Esau. His forehead even got hair. His nose even got hairy, you know. What else? What else that's not normal to get hair? I don't know. Your side, so under your arms, not armpits. Under your arms, you don't see really people on the side of their stomach, the side of their belly, where your kidneys are and your liver and shit like that. On that side, you don't see people like that, hairy there. You don't see that shit. It's in the front, in the back, and stuff like that, but not on the side. But shit, Esau had it on the side though. You know, they had it on the side and all that there. You know. So yeah, the Most High set him up like that, just like how he gave Nebuchadnezzar feathers. That's how he gave Esau hair. fur, not the hair, fur. He gave Esau fur. Even the women had the hair on their tits. You know, all shoved up. He cleaned them up right now, didn't he? Right? Got a lot of Jacob descendants. They can't get their hands off of them. You know? They'd be like, I want to touch them. I understand. I'm not hating. Going on. So it says right here, Daniel 4:34. At the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up mine eyes unto heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me, and I blessed the Most High. You have to. You should. Not only have to, you figured it out. Like, I don't think I should curse him. You know? And I blessed the Most High, and praised and honored him that lived forever, whose dominion, if it isn't done that, now he boasting very good about him. You know, the PRs, his PR was very, very good. You know, so he says right here, let me see. He says right here, let me see. Where is that? He says right here, yeah, whose dominion is the everlasting dominion, and his kingdom from generation to generation. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. And he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. And none can stay his hand or say unto him, what doest thou? What are you doing? Like Romans chapter 9. What are you doing? You can't, oh thou, who art thou to reply against the Most High? But my point of reading this is to show you that, look, the Most High is the one that took away his language from him. Made him crawl on all fours. Made him grow fur. You know? Pelt. He got a pelt. And then the Most High gave him back his reasoning. Now he's, oh yeah. It was somewhere. It was it's going to say that he even became wiser than he used to be. So Daniel 4:36. It says, at the same time, my reasoning returned unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom, mine honor and my brightness returned unto me. He started to be wise, like, hey, because Nebuchadnezzar was not the fucking stupid man. I'll tell you that. That's why he was king, by the way. And brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and my lords sought unto me. So they start to look for him back, because they know, like, no, man, he's the leader, man. He's the reason why we had all these other nations underneath us, because he has a military tactic guy, a military tactic mind. He has a warrior mind, general mind, leader mind, king mind. He take care of his people and all that there type of stuff. Everybody's feeling safe with him. You know, all the birds and the beasts under his tree that feel safe. You know, birds in the tree, they're safe as shit. You can't get to them. So they felt safe there, you know, while they was under the banner of the king of Babylon. Anyway, going on. And that's the same thing that Esau has. That's why you see a lot of people want to come to the Edomite countries and lands and want to stay here and buy houses that are 300,000, 400,000 euros. But if you take that same money, you go and you buy land in I'll talk about this often. You go and buy land, and I'm not telling you to do it. I'm giving you an example, because, you know, we gonna own everything. So what the fuck you buying shit for now? Anyway, but you know, you go buy land in another country. Even in certain European countries, you can buy land and the government can't take it away. But he's Esau, so. But anyway, you can go to South America, you could buy land over there, and nobody can take it from you. We have lands over there, so you can't take it. It's been like generations and stuff like that. Like, you ain't getting nothing. The government ain't taking it. You know, unless you might come there and do that, but loose from that, you could just do it. You go there, and then you never have to pay land taxes, property taxes. There ain't no taxes, bro. You built your own house, and that's it. If you're behind on other payments, for example, car payments, for example, then you know the car payments won't amount to a kind of money that eventually they will be able to take your house because you can't pay your car off or shit like that. You know, that's what they do here. If you buy a car, you finish paying it off, and then you don't pay road taxes or something like that, or whatever. You know, what type of taxes, whatever, right? Let's say you bought your car for $15,000 or $30,000. You bought it right then and there, boom, right? It's supposed to be yours. It's not yours. Stop paying other payments that had nothing to do with the car, by the way. You stop paying your house, for example. Well, if the publicans come, I forgot how you say it in the English, but they come and then they take stuff in your house, and then they measure it up and then they sell it on the auctioning block in order to get that money back what you owe them. They sell your house, man. And your house wasn't even on their fucking list. It was actually your car. Well, they're gonna take your car and they're gonna take your house too. They're gonna take your fucking dog too. And sell that ass too. That's what they are able to do. But they can't do that in other countries, you know. Because you own stuff. So our people are so full of stupidity that they want to buy a house here for $300,000. Like if you do it in your own place, boy, you got like boy, you can make 3 palaces. But I would not advise you to do that neither. Why? They're gonna steal from you, boy. You got a house like that? It's not a good idea. Why? Boy, you gonna be in the midst of wolves, and everybody else out there starving, and then you come up in their midst, and then you got that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be around poor people having money. Jakes, they're gonna do something. Guyana is notorious, for example. You shouldn't do that. In Guyana, I was talking to my cousin yesterday. The guy, he told me like in Guyana they kill them Elam over there, man. Boy, in certain regions they kill them and take their houses, man. I'm not making it up. I talked to my cousin yesterday. He's in Guyana. I talked to him yesterday. He said like in the region that he is, there ain't no Elam over there. You need to go further inland and not inland, further in the city, toward the city. Sorry. If you go away from the city, they killing them. Guyana is fucking they're guarding the shit, boy. In Suriname they don't do that. They're more calm, and they don't stick up people like if you're there. Anywhere in Guyana, they could pull a knife on you. I'm serious. They need to get their ass smoked, man. That's what I think, because they love stealing, they love robbing. So definitely, if you have some money or something, don't go there, build shit, boy. You know, it's almost fucked up to say that you need to stay around devils for your shit not to be broken into. You can go here and then, not here specifically, but in different places in the Netherlands and Germany too. You can go there and then go on vacation for a month and then come back to your house and everything is there. Do that shit in Suriname, Guyana. If they know, then it also depends on if you know people. If you know people, you know, then they kind of, you know, I don't know, they kind of protect you or something. It's some gang shit. Ah, fuck that shit, man. That shouldn't be like that. That's why they need to get their ass smoked. But anyway, I like it how they smoke Elam. They chopping them up in pieces, man. Like Guyana ain't playing, you know. But then again, hey, that's not benefiting them anyway. I mean, it's just a few houses that they took. It's a big region, but still, it's not benefiting nothing. It's good. I like it. But as a whole, it's not for all Jacob descendants, man. It's only for those individuals. Yeah. So I like that. I like that news about Guyana. But then again, they'll do the same thing to Jake too. So then again, it's not really about, you know, it's not about helping Jake. It's about helping themselves, them individuals. It's not about helping them at all, as a whole, you know. But it says right here, so Daniel chapter 4, verse 36. At the same time, my reason returned unto me. Same thing that happened to Esau. He started to get his reason back after being in the caves, raping animals and all that there type of shit. So at the same time, my reason returned unto me. He's still doing it, raping animals, by the way. And for the glory of my kingdom. Sorry, let me read it again. Pay attention. So Daniel 4 and 36. At the same time my reason returned unto me, and the glory of my kingdom, mine honor and brightness returned unto me. And my counselors and my lords sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom. Yet once more again. And here it comes, and excellent majesty was added unto me. That's what I was referring to. That Esau, he was already a cunning snake, and then the Most High took that knowledge from him, sent him up into the Caucasus Mountains and all that there, and the cave and the holes in the ground. That too. It was Turkey. If you look up Turkey, then you will see. Oh, I can get it for you. Turkey underground caves. Turkey. Here. This is an image of it that they drew, but this is the actual place. This is the actual place. But if you type in Google, Turkey underground caves, I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, Daniel 4. So Daniel 4 and 37. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt the honor of the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase. Base is like a basement, is putting down. So the Most High he's able to make you go. He's able to lower you, and especially if you exalt yourself. And the Most High is gonna, he's gonna put you down. Put you down, right? That's what the Most High is gonna do to you. So he set it up like that. But again, that's the process of how Esau got turned into a chimp. He lost his speech, was upon all fours, grunting, chased into the caves, lost his ability to speak. The book 13 Tribes from Arthur Kushler. Arthur Kushler, page 58, if I'm correct. 58 and 59. How they was eating lice off of their fur coat. Yeah, another Amalekite said that. Let me write it down. So I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can read those 2 pages, because I got a picture of that book. I got that book. So Arthur Kushler, or they smoked his ass. Page 58, 13 Tribes. They smoked him after he brought out that book. So he brought out that book, they smoked him. They said he smoked himself and his wife. No, he smoked himself, and I think he smoked something like that. I think. No. So he smoked himself, and then they said his wife loved him so much that she smoked herself too. Nah, man. Most likely his wife was talking about it like, no, you killed him. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? you feel suicidal? Huh? What are you talking about? And then she died. Because that's what they do. They've been doing that. That goes back to the curses that's coming upon them too. And then that truth that's getting out there, and they're fighting against it by smoking their own. They make it their own tongue to fall upon themselves. But I got the information anyway, so you can't hide. But what am I gonna do with that information? Only the Jacob descendants, because it's like me trying to lock people up for 9/11. You actually think I'm trying to do that, man? But that is what it would look like, if you're trying to get justice. What justice? 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 1 and 2. Seeking justice from the unjust. Really? You want to go to them? Let's say I have a footage right now, right? Of I don't know, some kind of high officials and royalty, so-called royalty here in the Netherlands doing crime, right? You better not give that shit to the police. You're gonna be a victim. You better not give that shit to the police. If you do it, just bust it up open online for free. Just upload it, and then we're gonna see about it. But you better use a But you better use a VPN when you upload it, because they're gonna see where it's uploaded from. Just do something, man. Just upload that footage, and then everybody gonna have it. Just same thing with that that footage of what you call this guy, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe was whipping a chick, a little girl, you know, because they like that filthy sex. And I saw that video, and I'm all the way here in Europe, and I saw that video. So, videos travel. I don't know how I got that video actually. Somebody sent it to me. I didn't go on and look it for myself. I got other shit in my head. I do get senses for certain videos. I got other gruesome shit, by the way. It's not like I'm not looking up stuff like that. No, no. I was looking up that Jeffrey Epstein shit, and then I saw stuff. Until this day. I know I put one in my post behind, you know, the YouTube post channel thing, profile. And then I put the link behind, so there. But that link goes to, I didn't put the link, sorry. I put the name. Because I don't want to put the link. Because I remember that one time I put a link, but that was to something else. That was to actually watching videos online. I put the link, they strike me for that shit. Hey man, you sharing dangerous links. It's like, okay, cool. Now I'm not gonna put links that will expose other, like the Edomites. Look, this video would never be allowed on YouTube. So I know, because the footage that you see, they would take down that video in a few seconds. They would know and take it out. So I know not to link certain videos to on YouTube, using platform YouTube to push Rumble videos that show stuff that would not be allowed on YouTube. I don't do that. I put the title so you can figure it out for yourself. I showed you where you need to go. Rumble or BitChute. Put the title, but I'm not putting the link. You can figure that out for yourself. Right? So with that, I'm gonna give all praises to the Most High Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, double honors unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. And shalom to the sincere Akim, of course, will shalom. So my nose started to itch. Lord willing, nothing is going to happen. But I can understand that if you have that sickness, so-called sickness, is you're being poisoned. If you have that, you would be sneezing out your fucking mind. But anyway, because I can feel it. I saw it coming, and I saw it glitching on my nose. But I'm not irritated by it, because the inside of your nose is not attacked. If it's attacked, you're going to sneeze. And then your nose is going to clog up because there's a wound within your nose. But that wound is more a sore spot. It is because of the food and the drinks. If you don't drink certain things, if you don't eat certain things, the thing will go away. So I never had that shit. All of a sudden, I start getting that shit. It's like, whoa. Never born with that shit. I always saw other people suffering once the so-called summertime hits. They suffering from spring until autumn. Damn, that's like 6 months they hurting. Always walking around with a tissue. I'm like, I was always looking at it like, damn, you fucked up. But now I know, like, oh, what do you eat? And then they say what they eat. I say, don't do that. And then it goes away. And then I tell them to praise the Most High. But you lucky you saw me. Praise the Most High, not me. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. All praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Nubuchadnezzar. Double honors unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. And shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Shalom.